Howdy, today is August 9th. Had a great farmer's market this morning. Checking on the chicks now. We started with 21 and we still have 21, so that's great. I do need to clean out these waterers, get them a little bit more food, and they'll be done. Let's hop in the beehives and see if we have any honey. So this is the gear I'm gonna need. Gonna need some nice thick pants. These are actually my winter pants that I'm gonna put on, so hopefully they can't sting me through that. It's a little better than jeans. Throw some boots on. The only time I ever use a smoker is getting honey, so I'm gonna start that up, use the propane for that. This is the old hive tool that I use to pry the frames apart with. And then of course the bee suit. And this tub here is where I'll put the frames of honey. Well, we are still not quite there, you guys. You can see that frame's not completely full, but we do have some capped honey. Same over here. Some capped, some uncapped. Seems like they're eating more of it than packing it away at this point. So this is that first super I put on. That super is really heavy, but still just the outsides aren't quite done yet. Well, since I'm suited up, I might as well check this hive out. They're all hanging outside here. And this one, this honey super, they had to build the comb out from scratch, so I'd be extremely surprised if there's anything in there, but you never know. I did just have a neighbor stop by right after, well, while I was in that hive, and they said a swarm flew by their place just yesterday. So bees do swarm this time of year, but their chance of survival through the winter is not great. Tomorrow I'll check the other 3 hives. I could have some honey in there, we'll see. Up next on the list, I'm going to set a bunch of mouse traps in that coop where the mice were eating my chicks. I didn't have time last night. I mean, trying to get ready for farmer's market on top of anything extra makes it really tough. So I at least got the chicks to safety, so I'm happy with that, but it was a late night. I think I went to bed around 2, got up at 6:30 and just kept on moving, so didn't have time to set traps, but today I do. One thing I don't like doing is actually setting mouse traps. I am scared I'm gonna snap my finger, but we're gonna put just a little dab of peanut butter. It's kind of liquidy because it's been upstairs in the barn where it's 100. It's 109 degrees when I was just up there, so it's very warm. But let's see if I can do this without getting a finger snapped. I'm so jumpy when I do this. I hate setting mouse traps. Okay, we've got one. Put it down here. This is where I found one chicken wedged underneath, so I think that'll be a good spot. We've got 2, 4, 5 more. I do have a actual rat trap, but I don't think it's a rat, so I think we're just dealing with mice here. So I'm gonna finish setting these up and then see what we catch. Got the coop loaded up, kind of all the corners and along the edge. It's mostly this side where I found the 2 dead chicks, so this was a really good spot. You can see there's quite a bit of space there. They were grabbing chicks underneath, eating my poor little babies, so hopefully we get something there. This spring I was always catching one every single day coming out of that corner. Got one tucked back in another corner there. I think it's mostly along that far side. I got one tucked back there. And one more along here. So I've got them all along the edges, but primarily over in here. So hopefully we catch some. I like the ones with the like square cheese looking base better, because you have to set these so sensitive, and I usually set them too hard. I just can't get them to set soft enough, so the mice will usually come just eat them off. Let's hope that's not the case, but let's hope we have all these traps full in the morning. Hi piggies, you guys happy? Got a lot of grass to eat there. Pigs have been in here for 24 hours. They're doing a good number on it. Still got a little more they can go. This ryegrass back here is looking pretty good. They'll be in it in 8 more days. We'll see what it looks like then. I'm probably not gonna let them in though. It's really nice and tender right now. They would love it, but I also don't want them to just tear it right up either. They're good grass eaters, but this stuff's pretty young, so we'll just let them have this for now. I have one chicken that got out. So I don't know what to tell you. That chicken also got out, but she came and stood with me in the shade while I was checking out the grass, so I just picked her up. She's one of the friendly ones that whenever I chuck a cracked egg, she's the first one on it. She's a real sweet chicken. And then there's the piggy pigs. So you can tell where they have been. Basically, they go through one panel a day, which is T-post to T-post, one day. I give them 2 at a time, so it's every other day, just like the chickens. What are you doing? You're getting a little frisky and about to run up, thinking I had something. Oh, they are gonna run up. I don't have anything. I've already fed them, already watered them. They're good to go. So they got their little bath here. Rainwater just fills that up and they muck it up. This is their water tank. Got that full. This is the one that they figured out they can just hold that little spigot and make a mess. You can see them drinking there. So they like doing it on that side. Why? I don't know. But they're making a huge rut. They're good water, nice and cold. They don't do it on the other side. Messy pig. Oh, you got a ton in there. Blowing bubbles in it. Yup, making a mess. You guys are good at that, aren't you? Messy pigs. And that's why this bucket gets drained out so quick. It's just one pig will sit there and drain it. They don't do it on the other side though. They're good. I mean, it leaks, but not bad. We got Brick back there rolling in the mud. They enjoy that. It's really warm out today, so I like that they do have some little muddy spots they can get into, because pigs, you know, need to stay cool, and that's how they do it. So they can get in their little mud spa, and then they also got a couple little holes that they've made just from splashing that out and this. Also, the pigs don't like Brussels sprouts. Found that out. Back here, we do have some ryegrass starting in here. You can see it more along the wood line. Get my hand out of the way so it focuses. But where it's out in the sun more, not so much. Been putting a little water on it. But pigs are looking pretty good. Armed with a cup of soap water and tape, let's go check the garden. I'm still finding squash bug eggs. Thankfully, far and few between. I'm not really seeing as many squash bugs. The eggs are pretty much gone, but I mean, you do find some. This is on the Cuckoozy here. What was it, 2 days ago, I actually found some squash bug eggs on some corn, as well as some that had just hatched right next to them, so I got all of them. But squash bugs are still around, but without the pumpkins, way better. What's really nice, this loofah, I mean, it filled in, it looks beautiful. It's taking over, you know, everything. It's going down to the Cuckoozy, which I am thoroughly impressed. But there's not a lot of pests on it. I have seen some squash bugs, but the ladybugs love it. I have so many ladybugs just on this here, which is nice, because originally I didn't see too many ladybugs in the garden, and ladybugs are a really beneficial insect to have around. So I thought about bringing some in, but I'd rather not bring in bugs from outside if I can just get the population, the native population here up. So far so good on that. They're actually pretty thick, which is great to see, because ladybugs will eat all sorts of bad pests. So they love hanging out on the loofah, which makes me happy. And this popcorn is amazing. It's easily 9 feet tall, if not more. It's pretty exciting. So I can't wait to pick some and try it out, because there's a good chunk of ears. You can probably maybe see it. Zoom in. Here's one you can actually, let me just flip it around. That's better. Now I can actually see what I'm pointing at, but you can see this one's kind of open. So we're getting there. The ears are still kind of small. We have one that's just about to start there. So there's a couple good sized ones, like this big ear right here. They're just not quite filled out yet. Popcorn ears are generally a little smaller than traditional ears. So I'm excited to try it, see what they look like. Hopefully bugs don't get them too bad and they go over well. It's the really colorful kernels, so not just the white, yellow look to it, but fun to grow. There's a ladybug. right there hanging out on the corn. Like I said, ladybugs everywhere. I love it. Particularly the one thing ladybugs eat that I really love them eating are squash bug eggs. And a little update on the loofah. They're getting huge and I have a ton of them. For reference, that's my hand. It looks like a super big zucchini at this point, and they're actually kind of spongy. It's weird. So the plants themselves are really pretty bad off. I have a couple halfway decent ones at the other end, but the first part's pretty rough. So we've got another one here looking pretty good. This one over here's, can't really see. That one's off too. They're not really the right color. Yeah, so bugs are getting into them. It's probably why they're not turning so hot. I did see one little hole in the other one, the first one I picked, so it might not be any good, but we'll split it open, see if there's anything good, but that looks a little suspicious. So it might wind up being pig food, but hopefully I can get at least one good looking cantaloupe. See what these look like. Not quite falling off. Yeah, that one just doesn't look good. So I don't know. I've got some good looking ones. The plants down here look a lot better. The ones up there are dying, so that might be why they're not looking so good on the fruit. But that's a nice looking melon there. So fingers crossed that we get something good down the line here, because these are looking a lot better. And we do have some tinier melons that will hopefully take off. But these plants look a lot better. The bug pressure is way better than what it was just a month ago, so hopefully we get something good off them. And then the second half of the garden, the cantaloupe, sweet melon, and cucumber are coming along really nice. We do have some buds. These are starting to flower, so we'll get some cucumbers off those pretty soon. Don't know about these, but fingers crossed we get a little something something. Well, I picked 3. This one definitely bad. Bugs have gotten into it, made it a little squishy. So we're gonna have a treat for the pigs. Looks like they're sleeping, and one is in the mud spa. Piggy piggies, I got a treat. Yeah, everyone's gonna wake up for that. See what you think of this. They've had the cantaloupe before, but usually they're not this ripe, so. They always make it look so good. Yeah, I like the little squishy on the inside. Pigs don't care. Flinging it everywhere. Just took it back inside. I don't blame you. Breakfast in bed. I'll cut the other ones open and see if we have any luck, or if they're rotted and bug infested on the inside. We'll see. Fingers crossed. I've only ever grown cantaloupe one other time. I guess technically it was my dad. It's probably when I was in middle school, high school. Always had a garden growing up, and we had cantaloupe. It was actually really successful. They just never really got full size, but they were perfect snacking size. You could slice them in half, just take a spoon, and it was perfect. So not a whole bunch of success out here, but I've learned a lot this year. So hopefully next year we'll have a little better luck. Welcome back. I just saw a bud on the sweet melon. Those are those red and orange little tiny melons. So we'll see. I'm getting 50-50 on the feedback on taste from farmers markets, because I was able to take in, I don't know, maybe 30 of them. Some people liked them. Some people thought they were kind of slimy. I think some people were eating the seeds. Technically, you're not supposed to. I know when I did it, at first I ate everything, even the skin. So I clearly had no idea what I was doing either. We're supposed to slice it in half, scoop out the seeds, and just eat the flesh on the inside. I'm getting pretty excited about these watermelon. They've been looking pretty good. So this is the yellow watermelon. You can see the size with my hand there. So we're getting pretty close. So far, I mean, they're looking good. We've got a couple in there hiding. It's a bummer I didn't get this down. I'm gonna see what I can do about working through it to get it down, just to make it look better, but there's vines all in there, so it might not work out too good. But I mean, the plants themselves actually look pretty nice. I'm impressed. Not a lot of bugs. I mean, there's one down here that's looking a little yellowed, but I mean, one out of however many got planted, 50 or so, isn't bad. This one over here is looking good. This is a red watermelon. Let me get over here and show you size-wise. Looking pretty big there. This is one of the larger ones. Still have some tiny ones coming on. See if they can get big enough in time. But I'm really excited for them. We'll see. I think next year I'm not going to plant the red and the yellow watermelon side by side because the vines all intermingle and it's hard to tell which is which. I think the yellow ones are a little more round. Wow, look at that monster. That's a big one hiding in there. That one might be the biggest one. So these are getting pretty close. Got a couple really nice sized ones there. A few more in there. Unfortunately, this is the plant, the one watermelon that's not looking so hot. So bugs, water, who knows what the issue is. But the vast majority of the watermelon looks great. Update on the field corn. I'm not overly impressed with the growth. I don't know if it was weeds, poor soil. It just needed some help in some way. It is really pencil thin. I mean, maybe 4 feet tall. There's some back in the back that look halfway decent, but kind of spindly in some areas. Up by the road looks really nice. But surprisingly, these tiny little twigs are producing some ears. There's another ladybug hiding there. I like that. But yeah, I mean, there's some good stuff in there. Just maybe not as much as I had originally hoped for, but we're getting something, and that's all that matters. Now, the true test on squash bugs, just as far as population, how strong they are, is looking at the pumpkin plants. So underneath here, we do have some eggs, and there were some nymphs. So you can see those two little tiny things. There were more. I smashed them and killed them. So they're still around, but not as thick as they once were. 3 adults, lots of little babies, and just a couple groups of eggs, so not bad. Howdy y'all, today is August 10th. Let's see if we caught any mice. Well, something definitely dug up all around there, but no mouse. No mouse. Nothing. Man, striking out here. Nothing. Well, they ate the peanut butter off this one. See, that's why I don't like those traps. Ugh, that's frustrating. Did they eat the peanut butter there? Yep, they ate the peanut butter off of that one. Did they eat it off of this one too? No, the ants are getting that one. Well, it's frustrating, but something was definitely in and around. I mean, it seems like a mole until it kind of, I don't know, very weird. I was really hoping to see some mice in those traps, but oh well. Pigs have been moved. I don't know about this next part here. The last, I don't know, 2 days worth is the new stuff. Up here is kind of thin and patchy. We'll see. Just chopped the weeds down a few days ago to kind of help the grass get up there, but I may pass on putting them over there. I don't know, we'll see what it looks like here in a couple days, but they're happy for now. You can definitely tell where the chickens have been. They always clean it right up, but it comes back even greener, which is amazing. So now that they're done, I'm gonna pick this up and get on chickens. Howdy y'all, today is August 10th. Definitely time to take this old trap down. So Gonna get that down. I actually do have some semi-decent frames in there that I can pop into some beehives that I currently have in use, so that will be nice. Howdy y'all, today is August 11th. With the light I have left, I would like to put together this box. I have 2, 4, 5 hives. All of them have double deeps except one. So I would like to get another one on there. I have some filled out frames, so hopefully they should be able to fill that out before it gets too cold out. So anyways, we'll get this done, get it painted, pop it on the hive. The hive that only has the 1 deep has a full super on it, so there's at least that, but this will give them some more room to expand. I prefer them to go into winter with 2 nice full deeps. Howdy y'all, today is August 13th. I went to the feed barn, picked up some more pig food because I was getting out of that. And then my neighbor just stopped by and said he'd come over here and do some tilling. However, it's rock hard because we haven't had any rain. So he's gonna get the sprinkler going, but it's not turning on. I'm about to get soaked. Wasn't too bad. So yeah, I'm just gonna kind of soak this entire area for a little while, and that way he can till it up a little easier because it's like trying to till up concrete. So he's just gonna come in, scrape a little layer off, and then we'll get some gravel down maybe this week, maybe next. We'll see how time works out. Howdy out, today is August 15th. It's beautiful out. We've got somebody up there, I don't know what that's called. Parasailing, I don't know, fan gliding, something like that. Anyways, I'm getting ready for the farmer's market tomorrow, and I am having a really hard time telling when watermelon are ripe. So a couple of days ago, I picked a red one, more out of I had to, because it was looking like it was ripe. So I asked a friend who is more well-versed in watermelon, and he said go for it. And then when I went to pick it, a bug had already kind of nipped the stem, so it was time to pick it anyways. And it was pretty good. It could have gone just a little longer. There was some really good sweet spots, and some other spots were meh. They were good enough, but I like a really sweet watermelon. So anyway, I just picked another one. This is the Sweet Glow, so it's the yellow watermelon inside. I mean, this thing's super heavy for its size. It's tiny. I've never grown watermelon before, so this is my first time. You just used to seeing the watermelon in the store being massive, but I just don't think these get that big. So anyways, the little tendril was kind of brown, so I figured that's a good indicator. And then it's getting yellow on the bottom. And there's some good webbing starting on it, so I don't know, it could be early, could be perfect, but the only way I'm gonna figure it out is trial and error. So we're gonna cut this one open. Look at that, y'all, it cracked right open. It looks good. I have yet to taste it. It is delicious, you guys. I've never had a yellow watermelon before. It is absolutely perfect. Wow, that's really good. Well, that was absolutely delicious. So, who gets it? The pigs or the chickens? Man, we'll go one for one. There's one for you guys. And one for piggy piggies. Sorry, you gotta fight over it. My mom was here and ate some too, so they had some earlier. There's the critter bucket. So far I'm not having much luck with the cantaloupe. They're all just kind of rotting from the inside. The plants don't look so hot, so I don't know. That's the first crop. The second batch, the fall garden here is looking good. These are the cantaloupe. Got some nice buds on there. Sweet melons are looking good. Cucumbers are looking great. So I think the fall half is gonna go pretty well. We got a lot of buds on a lot of things. And I'm optimistic we'll get some cantaloupe. We'll see. I mean, you can see I've got sweet melons all in here, so that's good. As far as cantaloupe, I have a couple I'm excited for. This plant doesn't look half bad. That's a good looking one there, but I mean, there's a lot of dead, rotting looking stuff. So anyways, I'm struggling to figure out still on some of these watermelon, because this thing right here is huge. I don't think it's ready yet. I've just kind of flipped it over. I'm looking at the bottom side and it's still white. So I'm not sure on these red ones, but I think I have a couple yellow ones that are ready to go. So I do want to see about picking some more of those, bring them to the farmer's market. There's a couple good sized ones over here. So like, there's a good one right there. So what I have read and how I figured out the other one, took a good guess. Starting the tractor up next door, it's gonna get loud. But it kind of has that dull sheen to it. The tendril opposite has to be dried up. See how that one's drying up there. And then the final thing is I'll flip it over in a second and see if it's yellow on the bottom or white. We got a nice yellow bottom. We kind of got this weird stuff going on here. So this one actually looks even better than the one that I just cut open. So we'll see. It's really heavy. So here's the second one. Same thing. We got a yellow spot there. The tendril opposite it was dried up. Sorry, you're looking at my arm. I'm not paying attention. Dried up down there. And these things are really heavy. I know a lot of people do the thump test. Sounds pretty hollow. Sounds a little darker, but still hollow. I don't know. I'm a musician. I've got a good ear, but I don't have a good ear for watermelon. So we will give those a shot. See if I've got any more. I know there's a ton, unfortunately, hiding in this tall grass, which doesn't make it any easier. But I see a couple hiding in there. So from my very limited watermelon knowledge and the one article I read to figure out how they're ripe, this one is not ripe. So once again, I'm looking for that tender opposite, which is this thing here. That is still nice and green, not dried up at all. I bet if I flip it over, I'm not gonna have a spot. I don't want to pick it. Doesn't even have anything on it yet. So we're gonna leave that one. There's a couple more that, I mean, seem like they could be done, but I also don't want to get too excited and pick everything if they're not quite done either. So like this one here, you can see it's starting to dry up, that tendril. I feel like I'm gonna wait a little longer just to make sure. Same thing on this one here. Oh, you guys can see it. I mean, that one's completely dry down there. See if I can point to it. That one. So was it dry because it got crushed, or dry because it's done? Flip it up. Sorry, I'm not making this easy on you guys because I'm not really paying attention to where the camera's going. I'll just put you down and look. I'm going to be extremely conservative here and only pick 2, and I'll wait a little longer on the others just to make sure they're good and sweet. They can also be overripe if you leave them too long, so I don't want that either. But I think I'm still okay at this point on some of them, so I don't know. I haven't really looked at the red ones too close yet, but I'll bring 2 yellows.